No.
Hello and welcome to Steven's podcast, where we talk about the vulnerability and authenticity in our daily lives. Today we have a special guest.
Hi. Hello.
So how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah,
How
how
are
was your
you?
day? What did you do that's fun? What you been up to?
The last few days, just kind of been chill days. You know,
Okay.
school's back.
How's that
Volleyball's
going
back.
for you? Yeah, I felt that.
I have no words.
I felt that.
School
I
is
felt that.
school. You know,
How does it feel like being in college now?
I miss my king size bed and my kitchen and my fridge and my bathroom and my closet. I also miss just like not being around people 24/7. So that's
Wow. عادي. I mean, okay. So you when you were back in the home, who was your main inspiration?
in America home,
Yeah.
in Mustard home.
الاثنين.
We need to be more specific.
Let's do الاثنين.
So here, I guess it's the same person. My parents.
Okay.
Those are my biggest inspiration. I think that there are a lot of people on TikTok too that I kind of see and they kind of motivate me because they're bigger in the platform. But definitely support my parents.
I know when you go to Egypt, I usually see you out with friends and all that stuff. How did you make that connection and all that stuff?
So originally somebody reached out to me and he was bigger in the social media industry and we started becoming friends. And after that, I had a video that blew up. And since then, I just kind of made more connections with these people and just kind of reached out and more people would connect with me. And that's how I just started building my foundation.
What made you start TikTok? What was the fun about it? And you were okay, I want to do this.
So originally, it was just after the Musical.ly phase.
Yeah,
I was
I
I'm
remember
not doing this anymore. I was y'all, that's for y'all. Anyway,
مشينا خالص صدقني.
the people were like, download TikTok. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I did the same thing with Be Real, to be honest.
Yeah?
Everybody's like, download Be Real. And I was like, no.
You have it?
I do have it now. I do.
Okay.
Anyway, so then one day I was like, let me download TikTok. I didn't tell anybody. I
So
had
your own secret thing.
Exactly. I started posting funny haha meme videos, whatever. And then one day when I was famous, I found this sound and it blew up. It is the stupidest sound.
What is it?
It's falahi. It's Arab.
On your phone?
It's Arab. Yes, it's Arab ghetto, to say the least. I'm gonna play it. Not that.
Was that your main video?
That was the video that made me blow up. You ready?
There's no way.
And since then, I don't know. People were like,
So after so how many views did you get on that video?
760K.
Okay, how did what was your reaction when you opened your phone, you looked at and you just saw
Well,
760K?
it started going up because I had some videos before that would reach 20K views, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Then it started going up, and I was like, what is happening? What is happening, everybody? And I remember getting clowned. They're like, oh, you think you're TikTok famous now? I was like, I had one video.
Yeah,
It was fine.
How was that when you're I know you started in high school, right?
Yeah.
How was it you going into classes and all that stuff and people would know you?
Straight up people would make fun of me. I remember when I first got my first so-called ambassadorship brand deal type thing was for a company called Kemet.
Yeah.
And they were still launching, so I was chosen to be an ambassador, and they do athletic gym wear. And I remember I got the package, I posted for it on my Instagram, on my TikTok, and I was wearing a shirt that they sent me the next day into school. And I remember specifically walking into class, it's a core memory in my head, and it's kind of like a drive almost. I walked into class and they were like, oh, it's the big TikTok girl. I don't know, and they just the whole entire time, they just making fun of me, and I was like, why?
Did that have an impact on you?
Absolutely.
In what way?
That must have been it's I'm telling you, it's drilled into my brain. It's a core memory because that was the first time that
So you still remember it till now?
Yeah.
And like it still hits you even though whenever you think about it.
It's just no, because I look back at it now and I was like, all those people, and not to be like, oh, like higher up in like what I'm doing, but now that I'm looking back at it now, like all these people that I was with in high school, I went to a very small, like white, prominent, hick high school. I didn't really necessarily fit in there because of my background and how I grew up.
Mm.
But I remember like that specifically, like, and now I look back at it, it's just like all those people were making fun of me, but at the same time, like those people are now hitting me up because I see where I'm going and what I'm doing. But also like they still make fun of me. Like I remember like they'd be like, "Oh, she thinks she's all that." I'm like, "No," but it's just something that I do.
Is it like mainly like girls or like boys and girls?
It's both. In all honesty, it's both. I think it comes more from guys because girls just I don't know. I've heard I'm intimidating sometimes to girls. I don't know why,
Interesting.
but guys will just be like, "Oh, you think you're all that. You think you're her." And I'm like,
What is your
"No."
response to that? Yeah.
I don't like to bring up my social media as like a topic because genuinely it's not my personality. It's not who I am. Like it's a part of me, yeah, but it's not like I'm not known as the TikTok girl or my whole life is TikTok. Like it's a part of me. Yes, it's a part of my daily so-called routine, but it's not like
Mm.
it's not who I am. Like there's more layers.
What is like a challenge like something like an obstacle that you've just faced during that time where like you started TikTok and the first video blew up? What was like a challenge that you kind of faced and you went through?
In the beginning, it was people not believing that I was Arab.
Mm.
And it was like I'd get a comment, like the one comment I got, I'm gonna pull it up. It was like, it was so out of pocket. It was so out of pocket.
I definitely want to hear that.
And somebody was like, they said, if you're Egyptian, then they said, I don't believe you're Egyptian. If you're Egyptian, then I'm black. And it's like, I go to the profile and I'm like,
Wait, so what is he in the beginning or she?
what?
Was it a he or she?
I think it was a he.
What was he in the beginning? Did you check where he's from?
I think it was just a straight up white guy.
So you're telling me a white guy just said I'm black?
Yeah, basically. I was like, what is happening? No, because and the comments in the beginning, like I remember specifically after that video, people were like, this girl is not Egyptian. She's not Arab. And I was like, okay, mommy, can you please bring me my passport and my birth certificate? And while you're at it, can you bring yourself too? Come talk to the people.
How do you like maintain a positive attitude towards those comments?
I just turn it into comedy. I think it's funny. Like some of these comments are just so ignorant. Like, what do you mean, bro? Like, you don't speak Arabic. I'm pretty sure I just did. I'm pretty sure I just did. What do you mean?
So tell me, what kind of advice you would give to someone that's like following your steps and like kind of seeing like a situation that's kind of like happened to you in the beginning too? Because I know some people when they see those kind of comments, they kind of like tend to like go down and just be like, no, I don't want to do this anymore because I don't want to see those comments.
For me, it's more of a drive. I take hate and turn into like, prove 'em wrong.
Mm.
And it sounds very cliche, but it's like at the same time, like that's the way I just kind of move about things. Like I think that like the hate comments and the haters sort of call like so to speak from like TikTok and all that, I think that it's just bored people or ignorant people. Like you guys are trying to create drama, trying to
Mm.
put somebody else down. Like, okay, congratulations. Look at where you are
What was
and what's happening.
what was the worst comment you've ever gotten? Like something that just stuck to you. You're like, what is this?
Oh, some of the comments that actually like I look at, I'm just shaking my head at is like, stop posting about Egypt, stop posting about this like Arab content, and I'm like,
Symptomatic.
that's what I do.
Yeah,
Like,
see,
that's what
I
I
don't
do.
like people like that. I like to tend like to do my own thing because it's a little bit better, you know? I know you do TikTok right now. You do like a lot of social media things. But what do you do outside of social media? Like what are your hobbies, stuff like that?
So I play volleyball in college. I like to go out with my friends. I'm a very like social person. I don't like to stay at home. I don't like to stay inside.
Mm.
I hate that because the moment I hit my bed, I feel very unproductive. I hate feeling unproductive.
Why?
I feel like it's like something inside of me that just like, what's wrong with you? Get up and do something.
Mm.
Like, and I'm like a firm believer of like, you can change so much in like one single thing.
Mm.
Like, I hate being unproductive. I just do my photo shoots sometimes when it comes up.
So I know you're originally from PA.
hmm
How was it transitioning from like PA all the way over here?
So it's 3.5 hour drive.
Okay.
I grew up in an area again that was very, we like to call it in the sticks.
Were you in like the Amish part, or like, you know what I'm talking about?
Amish? No, I'm a little bit north of that. I'm not that sticks. Like we have electricity and running water. You know.
I hope so.
um, so again, I grew up in that kind of area. I grew up with a lot of cornfields. My high school was quite literally nicknamed Corn Cob High because there was cornfield everywhere. And
Wow.
as soon as that occurred to me, I was like, I need to get out of here right now.
So what made you decide to come to college here?
I love the city,
Hmm.
and of course, being from Mustard every summer is just like city life. Always like I just love having things to do. That's like a huge thing. In PA, like there's always been a struggle of like, what are we doing tonight? We're going to half apps. Okay, we did that 2 nights ago, but that's fine. We go to people's houses and all that. But coming down here, I love the area. I love DC. I love the city. I love like the diversity. Growing up in like such a white area, it kind of like, where are the cultured people?
Was it boring, like doing the same thing over and over,
It's
over and
always
over?
boring. It's always boring. It's
Yeah.
so annoying, honestly. You can find things to do, but it just kind of resorts to whose house are we going to tonight?
Try to do something about it though. Like you try to talk to your friends, like, hey, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Let's find it. Like try to find something else to do.
The closest thing is like even like we do go out. There's like there's restaurants and stuff. It's like 30 minutes away or like 40 minutes away. There's like things to do, but it just like gets very boring and repetitive because we've lived there our whole lives.
Mm.
So like coming down to DC was like it's so refreshing to me. I get like so excited. I'm like, where are we going? And like I just love going to new places, trying new food. That's what I think I was missing, just like culture.
What about Egypt? When you go there, how do you feel?
How do I feel? I feel like the sun is like the sun is like a ray of sunshine on me, just like you know. I feel like the inner
Dude,
the inner peace.
well, this is something I actually want to ask you. Like, do you feel more happy when you're in Egypt than you're here?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think that I feel regardless of where I am, I feel like whether I'm here in the States or I'm in Egypt, I'm not like fully accepted, if that makes any sense. Because when I'm here, if I'm not around Arab friends or Egyptians in general or people who are cultured, so to say, I'm like I still have a like not nobody understands me type thing. But when I'm in Mustard too, like people are like, oh, it's the white girl. Actually, I'm not white, but that's
Yeah,
fine.
tell me,
I'm
tell me about a
halfway.
scene that. What was like that one scene where you went to Dahab and this guy did something weird to you, and you that made you feel so uncomfortable with that picture?
Oh, so when I was in Egypt, so in Egypt I stand out. Here, not so much because I have blue eyes, I have lighter hair, all that. But when I'm in Masra, I stand out. Like I don't look like your typical Egyptian. Like
Of course.
I have some features, you know, but even my mom doesn't look like your typical Arab.
Mhm.
And she is 100% Egyptian. So I was in Dahab over the summer, and I'm just walking around with my family, well, my mom and my sister and my friends and all that, and I noticed some people like following me and staring at me. And I was like, okay, well, this is interesting. And no hate to anybody. Like, I've had people come up to me, be like, hey, I know you from TikTok, it's fine. But he came up, took a picture of me, and he was so like happy. I was like, oh, this is so cute. And so that was like the start of like the whole like people coming to take pictures with me type thing. But then like the next week I was in Carrefour in Skinderea, and I remember standing outside waiting for my Uber, and some guy took a picture of me and sent it to my DMs, and I was there like just waiting for my Uber. So I was looking at my DMs. I opened the DM and it's a picture of me standing outside, and he was like, I want to talk to you. And I was like, why am I being
Bro,
watched right now?
what?
Why am I being watched?
So, like,
To an extent, it's disturbing, but like I'm always like I love when people come up to me.
what did you do at that moment?
I was like I was like, what is my Uber getting here?
Were you by yourself?
No, I was with my friends, but they were
Did you tell your friends? They say.
they were like wide-eyed, and I was like, just pretend like I didn't see it. Just
Dude, that is creepy.
yeah, I
That
love,
is.
but like regardless of that, like that situation happened, and I also there was a video of me in Dahab, like I was at a thing in Dahab, like on the mountain, and I didn't think that anybody there knew me. because it's Dahab and I'm from Iskandariya, but I was like, okay,
Let's be honest though, you're like pretty famous in Egypt TikTok.
yeah, I guess. Yes. But there was a guy behind me. He's like, "Oh, I know you from TikTok." He was super chill. I don't know what. He still interacts with me on Instagram. He makes memes of me, and it's funny. But then a few months later, I get a DM,
Mm.
and it's a video of me dancing in Dahab with my sister, and I was like,
What?
"There's no way."
How was your reaction towards that?
I was like, "I'm throwing my phone out the window."
Dude, that's like creepy, but at the same time, like
It's cool that people recognize me, but at the same time, like, and I understand now where like celebrities, like when they have like, have you ever seen those videos like of like people with paparazzi and they're just like so disturbed?
yeah.
Like, it's nice to have peace and like not have people watching you all the time, like feel like you're being watched, so to say. So
Would you want to have that type of like feeling where like you're like so famous to the point where like there's paparazzis, all that stuff, or do you want to just be like that one person where like, hey, I'm hidden, but at the same time I'm up there?
I think both both are not like both are not like acceptable, but I don't think I'd be opposed to either. I like where I am right now, where like people in Egypt like definitely recognize me and they come up to me and they say hi and then we want pictures. That's fine. I love that. Sometimes I do want my peace. Sometimes I am with my friends and I just like do not want to be bothered. And I feel like, and I've talked to my friends that are in the same industry as me and they also feel the same way. Like it's cute, I love it, but it's like sometimes
Mm.
I need to be left alone.
How do you feel when someone like say as an example, you're just walking on the street with your friend, and out of nowhere you just get like someone, hey, I'm your biggest fan, can I take a picture with you? Like, how do you feel towards that?
It's cute. Like I get very happy. Like oh, like these like this is somebody who like knows me from social media and they recognize me and they're not scared. Like there have been I'm sure like everybody has had this circumstance where like see somebody famous and they're like oh I want to go take a picture but like I'm like I don't know if I want to go up to them type thing.
Hmm.
So like I love when people come up to me like let's take a picture. I'm like okay, let's take a picture.
So with TikTok, since you do a lot of TikTok promoting and all that stuff, how can like what do you think TikTok can do better in terms of like promoting diversity or like representation?
I think they can mix up how they put out videos on people's feeds. Like there's a thing called the algorithm,
Mm.
and it's basically like the more videos you like of a certain topic, the more styled those videos will come up on your feed. So I think like if they started promoting and putting like other videos on people's feeds, I think that it would be really good because I feel like there are a lot of people that get stuck in an algorithm and that's all they get to see all the time.
Mm.
So TikTok, if they throw in like more diverse videos, it'll open up people's eyes to like different things.
So I know like you post like a lot of different like type of videos, all that stuff. Like as an example, the like ask me questions, Arabic music, all that stuff. What's like your favorite like stuff content to create?
I love doing like rap Arabic music.
Why?
I don't because that's what I listen to normally.
Mm.
But I also like making fun of like Arabs. Like I'm making fun of myself, if that makes sense.
I'll explain that.
Or like real life situations. Like I remember I posted a video that's like, "Oh, you're from Egypt? Oh, so you ride camels, right?" And I'm like,
Bro, no,
"I actually go to
why?
school in a tent. I live in a tent."
No, I literally hate how like people think that Egypt is just like basically sand and rocks, but it's really not. There's actual land on there.
People actually went to Egypt. They will never speak that way again.
Literally, no, literally. It's an amazing place.
I don't remember like unless you can't even like try to see sand and desert unless you try to see sand and desert.
You gotta go to like Luxor or something like
Yeah.
that. So during like all those times posting those videos, getting like up there and all that stuff, who is the most important person that like was just standing there by your side 24/7, like telling you, hey, just keep pushing. You're gonna get there, all that stuff, giving you the motivation basically.
I think just my parents, honestly. I feel like people have come and go with the situation. Nobody really understood. But one of the people that did come into my life, her name's Claire. She's huge on social media too, and she has been a huge support to me in all of this. she knows kind of the ins and outs of everything, so I do go for her for like support, and um she does help me like kind of move things along. So that is somebody that I really appreciate and who supported me, like, and she still does. Like, she's a huge
As you guys like
impact.
become friends and all that.
She's half Egyptian,
Mm.
and so she started following me on TikTok, and we just started being mutuals, and then we became very close. And we still are very close right now. But she had a genuinely like a very big impact on me.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, I really like that. What are your like your future aspirations on TikTok and like entertainment industry?
What do you mean?
Like what do you want to like plan in the future with TikTok?
I hope that it just keeps growing like it has been. When people tell me that my TikToks make them laugh or like they look up to me or they find it funny, like I love hearing that. So I think just continuing to make TikToks and just being like myself. That's what I try to do the most of is just try to be myself on my platforms. But I just want to keep growing, make more connections, and more connections is more just everything.
Feel like more comfortable like when you're doing TikToks is better like if you do it in Arabic or like in English.
Um, it depends. It depends on what I'm doing. So like if I'm making fun of so-called Arabs or like the culture, then it's easier to do it in English
Mm-hmm.
or over like an Arabic sound. Like it can go both ways, but when I'm here, it's easier to do it in English, but when I'm in Mustard, it's easier to do it in Arabic.
Okay. That's really cool actually. So the one I've been waiting for, your favorite food. Egyptian food.
My favorite Egyptian food, because it changes. It changes.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, a chicken shawarma.
See, I still don't get how your favorite food changes. It gotta be like your favorite forever. Like, your
Overall,
favorite.
my favorite food is salad. Why? No, why? You can do so much with salad. You could put chicken on it. You could put salmon on it. You can make a Caesar salad. You can tabbouleh, fattoush, whatever you want. That's like
That's
the
your
most
favorite.
diverse. That's
Salad's
the
your
most
favorite thing.
diverse thing. Would I eat it every day? I wouldn't eat anything every day. But right now, today, I feel like shawarma, chicken shawarma with extra toom on the side.
Mm,
Always. Always.
yeah.
Mulukhaya and rose, chicken,
What do you like about the mulukhaya?
everything about it.
Like, have you tried it with like the bread and like the
Mm-hmm.
chicken in there? Is that like your favorite way, or like do you like
No,
it
my
with the
favorite way is
rice?
with the rose.
Yeah,
Rose abyad.
rose. Have you tried the yellow rose?
The
Like yellow.
basmati.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like it with mulukhaya. I think it needs like something plain.
Really?
Yeah, but and mahshi.
What kind?
Actually, for a while, I was known as like the mahshi girl on TikTok.
Mm.
And everybody's like, "Are you eating mahshi today?" And I'm like,
What a mashi.
My favorite one right now is kusa.
Mm.
Kusa or bitingan.
Wow, I'm looking kind of starving now.
All right.
No, definitely hungry now.
I have to say though, I have like a pretty like I'm not picky when it comes to food. Um, I just like I'm kind of open to trying whatever, and I think that's what kind of like well, that's why I can't just pick like one food
Man, this
specifically.
dog can't like.
Right? Like what?
So he actually loves this thing where like if he keeps doing that to your arm, basically he just wants you to like pet him on your chest, on his chest. Like and he would just stop. Like look, he would just be
He
like
just stopped.
like literally, and then he would just try to like lick you after that. He'd be like, oh, thank you, I appreciate it.
خلاص
All right, come
خلاص
here.
كده بقى برضو مش هنخلص النهارده.
Like look, he's just like upset now. He's like, no, I don't want this. He just.
يلا.
All right, Rogi, come here.
Entertainment industry.
Don't know what?
What kind of entertainment industry? What kind? Hold up. Don't let it add it, I swear. Oh, I don't wish you like a Steven. Go ahead.
Bro, because look, you're standing there, right, looking straight at me. How am I supposed to react towards that? Can you tell me about an upcoming like project with TikTok that you're trying to plan?
I have some things in the works with well, I have some as for Instagram, I know the question was TikTok, but for Instagram I have some new posts coming out.
So I know you like take like pictures and stuff like that. Are you trying to go into that field? Like the
Into the
modeling field?
modeling field, yeah. So when I was younger, I was in the modeling field, and then my mom decided to take me out of it so I could focus on school and sports because sports was a huge part of my life. And now that I'm older, I'm kind of getting back into it. Like right now, I'm just freelance, and like when people ask me like to do shoots, like I'll do them. Um, so that's definitely something that I'd like to accomplish in the next year. It's a big goal of mine to get signed with an agency. Um, so as for that, that's something that I'm working on.
Mm.
Um, as for TikTok, I'm just kind of putting out whatever I think is funny, waiting for trends. I'm definitely gonna work on some more reels on Instagram. I actually really like them,
Mm.
so that's my TikTok alternative.
What do you like about it more than like TikTok itself?
It's just different.
How?
Like I feel like Instagram kind of puts out whatever
Mm.
on the reels, and you could just scroll through all day and just be like completely different things. But on TikTok, I feel like it's made for you, so you just kind of get the same
Oh, I get
videos
what
all
you're
the
saying, like
time.
FYP.
Yeah.
No, I definitely get that. What do you like? What are you trying to do towards college when the modeling kicks in and all that stuff? Like, how are you gonna handle that with college?
I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job. It's definitely a lot of time management, especially with my major. Um, so more than anything, being a student athlete, being in school, managing my socials, it's very time consuming. It's more like time consuming than people think. And people are like, oh, you just take 10 minutes to make TikTok. It's a lot more than that, honestly. It's a lot more thinking. Like you just always have to as a creator, always have to have your like mind like working. So like I'll be out with my friends, and be like, "Oh my God, guys," and then I'll start filming something so I could do something with it later, and they just don't understand that. But my mind's like always working towards that. So more than anything is time management and just fitting things in between.
Was there a time where like your friends were hanging out and then they asked you to hang out, but then you couldn't because you were just doing something for work, but then at the same time like it was impacting you in some way?
It happens all the time. Almost every night, like our group just kind of hangs out downstairs in one of our friends' rooms, and I'll be upstairs like working.
Mm.
They're like, "Oh, you just make a TikTok." I'm like, "No, no." It's a little bit more. It's a lot more than that. Especially when it comes to like brand deals and promotions and all that. Aside from my own content on itself is like its own thing in my brain where I just gotta
Mhm.
think. Like I have to, if I see a video, it could be it's completely different, but then I have to like think about like what I'm gonna piece together to post this to work with what I'm putting out there.
Mm.
So it's more stressful than I think everybody sees it to
So how
be.
long do you think like one video would take?
It depends what I'm doing. Like for like promotions and like if I'm doing something business related, then it could take a while. And I get my ring light set up. So that takes a while because then I have to like not put on a face, but I have to like be more professional. When I'm making my TikToks, like it's just kind of whatever.
How is like your roommate like comfortable with that? Like when you tell her, hey, can you like get out so I can do this? Blah blah. Like how does like she like handle that situation?
She's just kind of used to it. She's also like really chill. So if she's just sitting in her bed and I'm filming a TikTok, half the time she doesn't even pay attention. She has very, very selective hearing. Like the one day I posted a TikTok, um, and she was like, "When did you film this?" I was like, "You were sitting right in front of me." So she's chill, so it doesn't really impact her.
How'd you guys become like that close and all that?
Well, we're on the same team, so
Okay.
we kind of spend
So tell me more about
Awesome.
like volleyball. Like what made you like be interested in volleyball and how did you get there and all that?
I started playing volleyball, I think, in sixth or seventh grade.
Mm.
I started playing really young, and I also played lacrosse a little bit later.
You're a baller.
I am a baller. No, but I started playing soccer when I was really young, and just like I kind of went through the sports, and I fell in love with volleyball. It was just like my thing, and they used me for my height. I also tried basketball.
Hey, I was actually gonna tell you that. Like, why? Like, you're
If you
tall
saw me on
enough,
a basketball court, you'd be so disappointed. You'd be so disappointed.
but like your height is fantastic for basketball.
Yeah.
Like, you would probably die like most of high school.
When my coaches, I played freshman year of high school. Just, why not? They'd be like, okay, left-handed layups, and I'd go up to the basket, with the ball and then like go up for a left-handed layup and they're just like, do it with my right hand. And they'd be like, Olivia, use your left hand. And I'm just like, I don't know how to do that.
It's like this.
Sorry. Yeah.
So, like, what was the main thing that like made you fall in love with the sport, like volleyball, though?
I just think that from a young age, I think I was pretty decent at it. I really enjoyed it. So many different aspects of volleyball. And I think coming from an athlete's perspective who plays the sport, volleyball seems much easier than it looks, I guess. There's a lot to unfold in the sport, especially just the whole sport in general. Like everybody's like, oh, pump set spike. No. There's just a lot more that goes into it. It's just become a love. Like before my injury, I was like always like eat, sleep, breathe volleyball type thing. And I still am like that, but obviously with different circumstances. But it's just like something that I fell in love with. Like sometimes genuinely I'll just be sitting somewhere and I'll just be like, I want to go play volleyball. It's just fun.
So you just like decide to just do it by yourself?
No.
I mean, of course you have to play with someone.
Yeah. But, so I find things, especially when I'm at home, like there's open gyms, I'll go. But aside from practice, like we practice a decent amount of the year when I'm
How many
in school.
times do you guys practice?
When we're in season, we practice every single day.
Oh, wow.
Unless we have a game. But then we lift year round. So right now I'm lifting. And then I think next month or the month after, then we start our spring season. So we start practicing again.
That sounds fun.
It's tiring.
Hey, I bet that. So tell me like how you feel about like how like social media is like overwhelming and all that stuff.
It takes up a lot of your time, genuinely, and staring at your phone screen it's not over, I don't know how to describe it, but I think it's overlooked. Like everybody's so used to just, social media scrolling, but when it becomes work and it becomes what you're doing, it gets so it gets so annoying. It's also like they call people like addicted to their phones. Like I swear it's a real thing.
It is.
Like,
Yeah.
and I'm just like so like focused on all the different things that I'm doing. It's just so overwhelming. Like I need to put my phone down, but at the same time, it's like, okay, like what's happening? Like what's the update? Like what is like what's on my page? Like I don't know what.
So what do you do to like prevent that?
If I'm being completely honest, sometimes I turn my phone on D&D and I just chuck my phone across the room.
Like it still
Is
gives
it-
you the
is it a
option
good
of like
thing?
taking it though.
Is it a good thing? No, will I break my phone eventually? I think so, but like sometimes I just get so fed up. Like earlier, I just had enough of it. I turned my phone on D&D and I just threw it across the room. Like not like actually threw it, but I just put it over there because I was so tired of it.
You get the temptation of like, oh, I want to go like.
Oh yeah, in the next 2 minutes I was like, okay, what's happening?
So like, what do you succeed from it? Nothing.
Yeah. Other than the 2 minutes after that where I just stare at a wall and I'm like, what am I doing?
What do you think? How do you think that's gonna affect like school wise?
School-wise, when it comes to like classes and things, I feel like I'm always on my phone because I'm so the back of my mind's always like what's happening. Like right now my phone is buzzing like constantly. Like, I'll be in class and it's like on the desk and I hear zzz, zzz, zzz. So it's just constantly thought in the back of my head. I tend to think about it so much. It has its negative impacts, definitely.
Like
And
what?
people always ask me like, what's your screen time? 12 hours.
Ya لهوي. La. 12 hours family.
I'm telling you, like you pick up your phone. What's that game called? The thing with the two balls inside and you just like do you know what I'm talking about? It's not ping pong.
I know what you're talking about. It's like pinball or something like that.
Yeah, it's pinball.
Yeah.
That's how my mind works. It's like, okay, Instagram, nothing's on Instagram, TikTok. What's on TikTok? Nothing. iMessage. After iMessage, Twitter, Snapchat. It just constantly goes back and forth. That's why I like never get off my phone because like by the time I get to the next step, like something's happening on the first one.
But why don't you like decide to yourself like, hey, like I know this is impacting me a lot. Why don't I just like figure out a way to not have that kind of impact?
Just because I just know that there's things happening and my mind, it also has made my mind move very quick.
But when you say things happening, what do you mean by that? Like what kind of things?
Just updates, like And as silly as it sounds, like who's liking this? Who's viewing my story?
Mm.
What are the new numbers on my TikTok? What are the analytics like? Like it's just like constantly, there's constantly things I can find.
Do you ever like get that fear of like going down from TikTok?
I don't think it's necessarily a fear, but
So what would you call it?
more of a concern. Because then at that point, then I know that I did something, and it's just not. But I do think even if I stop posting for a while, I still think that videos would just still pop up. Like there are videos that I posted 2 months ago that blow up now, and I'm like, why is this happening? So it just goes back and forth, I guess, just constantly running in the back of my head.
Mm. So why don't you like find something like that distracts you instead of like, hey, this is my first option. I'm just gonna go for it.
I think that it is a distraction. Like doing homework, phone, bored, phone. Um, just what's happening, phone, call my friends, phone. I also think that because I connect with a lot of people that are not near me, I'm constantly on my phone. Like my best friend lives out in California, constantly texting her, constantly on the phone with her, just like things like that.
You guys talk 24/7.
Me and Talene are just like, we're like literally the same person, as weird
You
as
guys
it
like
sounds.
basically like sisters, but not by blood.
Yeah, yeah. So we're constantly updating on each other. Guess what happened? Guess what happened?
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about like you and her.
So me and Talene, about 2 years ago, not this past summer, the summer before, we knew we had mutual friends. Now we were both in Iskandariya at the same time, but you know, like when you go to Egypt, like everybody's schedule is like different. It's busy. It was kind of like we were on Instagram, like we followed each other, had a lot of mutuals. We'd be like commenting on her post. I hadn't like literally no clue. I'd be like, oh my god, so cute, and then she'd do the same for me. Then we started snapping a little bit later, and we got really close. We really clicked instantly. Like we'd be like talking all the time. Then over this past summer, we both ended up in Dahab at the same time. So she invited me to like hang out with her family, and we went like jet skiing and like water sports and all that. And like from that day, like we clicked so quickly. It's like we've known each other for years, which is the craziest thing.
Do you guys like talking in Arabic or English?
Both.
Yeah.
And people think it's crazy, like when I'm on the phone with her and like my friends are in the room, like, what are you saying? Because it's like a mix of like Arabic, English, like words mixed, whatever. But yeah, we've like, she's my best friend right now, and over the break, I went to Cali out and spent some time with her. So she's like literally my evil twin.
No.
Yo! The fact that she like kind of that's actually sick.
Before we end, what's your favorite word again? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening for today, and have a wonderful day.
Bye.